Kimberly McAndrew has been missing from Halifax, Nova Scotia for 34 years. She was working at the Canadian Tire on Quinpool Road and left her shift a few minutes early. It would be the last time anyone has seen her. She had left her work around 4:20 in the afternoon on Saturday, August 12, 1989. She had plans for the evening, going to the Halifax Busker Festival with her family and her boyfriend. One of the detectives who worked this case until he retired believes McAndrew probably did not make it out of the parking lot. There was a report of a sighting over the bridge in Dartmouth, but detectives think that sighting is doubtful. Like so many cases, someone out there knows something about what happened to Kimberly. Her family has never stopped looking for her and hoping to find answers. If that person is you, please contact the number at the bottom of the screen. There is a reward of up to 150,000 Canadian for information that leads to a resolution of the case. McAndrew was last wearing navy pleated slacks with slash pockets in the front and one pocket in the back, a white short sleeve Esprit t-shirt with red and green squares, a navy oversized cardigan, and jade green flat-heeled loafers. She was 5'5" and about 110 pounds, with light brown hair and brown eyes. She also wore braces on her teeth, which she was expecting to get removed only a few days after she disappeared. Police searches of Point Pleasant Park and Sir Sanford Fleming Park and Shad Bay have turned up nothing. She was 19 years old when she went missing. There has been no contact with her family since she disappeared, which is not like her. There's been no activity in her bank account. She was also unlikely to go anywhere on her own. Her family says she did not even want to walk in her hometown by herself. She was living in an apartment on Maxwell Avenue at the north end of Windsor Street at the time of her disappearance, about a 15-minute walk to her work. Her father, who has now passed on, retired from the RCMP after 33 years not knowing what happened to his daughter. There are suspects but insufficient evidence in this case. One is Andrew Paul Johnson, a sex offender from the area, one of the strongest suspects in the case. He is currently imprisoned as a dangerous offender. He is also a suspect in other unsolved cases involving young women in the area of Halifax at the time. He lived directly across the street from Kimberly's work. There is also serial killer Michael Wayne McGray, who was active in the area at the time. He has told authorities that he simply doesn't remember whether he ever had any contact with Kimberly. There is another man who took pictures of her on several occasions and was seen speaking with Kimberly inside the Canadian Tire store a few hours before she left her shift. If you know anything about what these men were up to at the time, please let authorities know. Remember, the slightest information might be the key to solving the case, so tell authorities what you know, even if you think it might not be that important. If you're afraid, you can leave anonymous tips with Crime Stoppers. It could make all the difference. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and follow to hear next Monday's case.